Good morning, guys. I haven't even washed my face yet. It's really early. The sun just came up. And I want to welcome you to another Homebrew Wednesdays on a Sunday. What we're doing today, we've got the temperature a little above steeping, so we're going to wait for that to cool down just a little bit. Going to do a full boil here, 5-gallon boil in an 8-gallon pot. We got some brew buckets just for sanitation. Carboy, wort chiller, our scale, grain bag, our propeller for aerating the wort, some iodophor solution, dark candy sugar, light candy sugar, cinnamon bark, coriander from India, and then Canadian coriander, orange peel, and some Ceylon cinnamon. This is like the Red Hots cinnamon. We got Munich special bee and wheat, some steeping grains, about 50 pounds of dry malt extract. So I was going to do an all grain today, but I have to be somewhere in 3 hours, so we're going to do an extract today, probably use 10 pounds of it and make a really big Belgian quad. Not sure if I'm going to use all of the grains or not, but definitely going to use some of that cinnamon and probably all the candy sugar. Make this a really big, maybe 11 or 12% beer. So, that's Homebrew Wednesday. Just checking in with you guys. I may come back later, I may not. That's all. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, putting a little over 2.5 pounds of steeping grains in. What you want to do when you put the grains in is agitate them a little at your steeping temperature. Okay, so it gets all nice and everything. You don't want to squeeze the bag or anything, but just definitely agitate your bag up and down. People like to do it with a smaller amount of water. I like to do it in the entire volume of water, which is 6.5 gallons right now. I plan on boiling 1.5 gallons and ending up with 5 gallons. After you do that, a good rule would be to just tie it around maybe your pot handle so you can still agitate it more later. Cover up your lid as best you can, or you can take your thermometer out and cover it up completely. I like to leave it a little bit open so I can see what temperature it is. And that'll keep the temperature for the duration of your steeping. This one we're going to do for half an hour. Don't forget to sanitize your carboy. 4 teaspoons. Pour the rest of that in there. 4 teaspoons in a 6.5 gallon carboy will do it if you're using iodophor. Okay, we're at 160 degrees. It's at the end of our steeping. That's where we want to be. We'll agitate it a little more before we take it out. The sanitizer has been sitting for about 10 minutes, so we're siphoning that into our sanitation bucket. This is going to be used to sanitize all future items that are going to be used to touch the wort. Then we've weighed out our hops here. Okay, for our first bittering, I got Kent Goldings, just a really mild hop. It's supposed to be, okay. So we're going to do 1 ounce of Goldings for our first hop bittering. Then we'll start up the fire. Okay, when you're steeping, this is how you properly take your grains out. Alright, I'm doing this with one hand, so forgive me, but I'm going to take the steeping bag out and put it in here. Alright? Okay. So I took the steeping bag out, put it in the little, I forgot what that thing's called. Alright, 160 degrees. So I'm going to take water at 180 degrees that I boiled on my kitchen pot, and I'm going to, I guess you can call it a sparge, but it's not really a sparge. But we're going to push that through the grains. See how I'm doing that? Basically rinsing the grains with the new water, with the hot water. Okay, so we're just getting all the good stuff out of the grains. into the boil pot. I'm doing this with one hand. It would be much more efficient if I had help or I wasn't holding a cell phone. Empty water. Let that rest for about 5 minutes and then we'll take it out. We'll have pretty much all the grain tea inside our boil pot. And remember, carboys are 6.5 gallons. Your sanitation and brew buckets are only 5 gallons, so make sure you don't overflow the bucket. And when you're done, cover it up so nothing gets inside. Empty the rest out and dry out your carboy while you're boiling. Alright, while we're waiting for it to boil, we can add the dry malt extract. You don't have to flame out when you're using dry malt extract as long as you're careful, because DME stays on the top, whereas liquid malt extract drops to the bottom, so you have to flame out. Alright, so we can just add this while the flame is on. And even during the boil, we're going to add a late 4-pound dry malt extract, probably like with 15 minutes left. And we'll do that while it's boiling, it's fine. So we pour it all in there. Pouring about 4 pounds of dry malt extract in there. Alright. Okay, and our job with dry malt extract is to get it all into the boil. So we just stir in a downward motion and force it all into the water. Now when you're doing this, because our water isn't up to temp yet, it's not going to boil over. But if you're doing this while you're boiling, you have to be very careful and put it in small amounts. Don't put 4 pounds of malt extract in at once, because you will get a boil over. And that occurs when the heat is trying to escape and it has nowhere to go because it's being covered by all the malt extract at the top, and the proteins coagulate at the top, not allowing the heat to escape. So just be careful when you're boiling, but if it's pre-boil, you can add as much as you want and stir it in and get it ready for the boil. Alright, and we're almost up to boiling temperature, so that's how you add dry malt extract. Okay guys, I got through the boil over stage with a little help from Cap S. Just put a very tiny bit, 1 drop is good enough, and it'll help you get through your boil over and reduce the foam so you don't have accidents. Now we're going to add the wort. Alright, the hops. After you add the hops, be careful about the foam up. Stir through it. It's good. Stir, stir, stir. There you go. And now you have wort. So start your timer and add all your additions. Cool. See you at the end of the boil. More, oh crap. Yeah, gotta be careful. But we're adding more, like 5 pounds more malt extract. This is gonna be gigantic, gigantic beer. Stir, stir, stir. .090. Fuck. Okay guys, that concludes our Homebrew Wednesday on a Sunday. This is the last one we did on Homebrew Wednesday. The gluten-free brown rice extract and hawthorn berry powder, grape juice concentrate. And then this is the one we've been doing all day today. Well, not all day, the last 2.5 hours from start to cleanup. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. And we'll come back next Wednesday to taste the double IPA that we were bottling in the little growlers next time. All right. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday. See you guys.